hero. Me, aged 4, Superman. Me, aged 7, Wonder Woman. Me, aged 11, Hannah Montana. Me, aged 13, Beyonce. Me, aged 16, who's my hero now? I don't know, but I do know that with Superman, I love the fact that he could fly. And I wanted to be able to fly as well. I wish to soar across the clear blue skies and taste the clouds as soft as candy floss on my tongue. Similarly, with Wonder Woman, I loved her because she was just awe-inspiring. She was brave and beautiful and strong, and she wore a tiara. With Hannah Montana, my taste has started to change a little, mature perhaps. I wanted nothing more than to have the hottest clothes, the hottest shoes, and the hottest boys. As it happens with many 9-year-olds, my Hannah Montana devotion had reached a peak where it had become borderline obsession. When I reached what I deemed to be the old age of 13, I experienced a shift in priorities as I witnessed the people around me change their views on who they thought a modern superhero should be. I couldn't help but feel compelled to do the same. That's how Beyonce came to be my next hero. She was also beautiful, had a voice to die for, and some sweet dance moves to go with it. Practically everyone wanted to be like her, including me. But now, I'm 16. What am I looking for? Suddenly, it's not that obvious. As a child, shrouded by the soft cape of naivety, I knew that if I ever fell, there would always be a Superman ready to fly in and save the day. And how many of us here today can say that they may have clung on to a similar belief in their childhoods? Let's be honest. At some point in our lives, haven't we all tried running around the house with a cape tied around our necks in the hope of taking flight? Thank you. And in that moment, while our bodies stayed on the ground, our minds soared miles above in the clear blue skies. We flew with birds, we raced against the wind, and we chased the sun to its horizon. The only thing that brought us back to Earth were our moms calling us down for dinner. And it was just that simple. As children, it was our imagination that set us free. There was nothing complex about why a superhero should be admired. We found shelter in the shade of their capes. We found safety in knowing that there was someone out there who would protect us. To us, the world was filled with superheroes and supervillains, each of them clearly distinguished by their polar opposite costumes. And we knew that in a fight between good and evil, good would always prevail. As long as evil was present, a new superhero would arise to defeat it. And we aspired to be that. That's essentially how superheroes came to be. They were someone we longed to be like. Over time, though, we became more and more afraid to let ourselves be as superheroes. The capes were put away, as were the dreams of being someone that could save the world. Instead, our hands and minds were weighed down with the latest gadgets, and our backs became heavy with all the responsibilities we were told to fill. That's when we started growing up. We traded innocence for ignorance. Our wide eyes that had always been filled to the brim with questions and whys were emptied out, so they could only contain answers, cynical answers to skeptical questions. How can Superman fly? How can Wonder Woman lead a double life? And how can all the superheroes get away with all the pretense without ever being found out? I don't know. By the time I reached the age of 10, I had reached the sad conclusion that even superheroes were flawed. They were burdened with their own imperfections, which essentially meant that they just weren't real. I mean, they couldn't possibly be real. So, I started composing a new idea what a superhero should be. And that led me to idolize people and celebrities whom I thought to be more right. Gradually, I realized that when we look for our idols, our heroes, we are actually searching for our own identity, or perhaps what we'd like our identity to be. And that's when it happens. Somewhere along the line between growing up and growing away from all that blissful childhood innocence, we lose sight of who we're growing into. We stop looking for identities in other people only to start mistaking their identity for our own. We thrive to become these celebrities' clones, forced to take off our old worn-out superhero costumes. We leave our childhood dreams behind, only to become someone else. Someone less, someone safer. Nowadays, it has become all about the money and good looks and perfectly chiseled bodies. I mean, the general consensus about the 21st century generation is that we are terrible at choosing our role models. We pretty much refuse to idolize anyone who is anything other than crazy rich, crazy good looking, or just plain crazy. 7 out of 10 teenagers, when asked who they want to be like when they grow up, answers with the likes of Lil Wayne, Miley Cyrus, Kylie Jenner. I could go on and on and on. People whose greatest contribution to society are wrecking ball and badly taken Instagram selfies. I mean, of course, there is an explanation for all this. When the hypnosis of the media constantly bombards us with the latest version of perfect, skinny legs, skinny stomachs, skinny dreams. Success has become synonymous with a walk in the park. The greed for money and boob jobs that only drive forward. Is this what I'm looking for? Good looks and questionable lifestyle choices? No, absolutely not. In fact, I made an astonishing discovery. We are still indeed in the presence of superheroes. Yes, the superheroes who once held their chubby little hands in the strong, sure ones and walked us through our childhoods. The superheroes who once taught us what it actually meant to be a hero. The superheroes who left a legacy so strong that we still yearn to fulfill it. They exist. Superheroes are much closer to us than we think. All we have to do is be willing to look up from our smartphones and spot them. How do I know this? Well, because I see it every day. Well, in my eyes, there is nothing more heroic than the way our doctors and nurses go above and beyond their call of duty, dedicating time, overtime, their whole lifetime even, to saving lives. In my eyes, there is nothing more heroic than the way my teachers slave away day and night, counting marks while I count likes, giving up their own time to make mine worthwhile. In my eyes, there is nothing more heroic than the way my parents shoulder the weight of my entire world without ever complaining. The real heroes are simply human. Well, now, these heroes don't fly around saving lives on the daily basis anymore. They don't bring justice to the unheard anymore, and they're neither bulletproof nor made of steel. Dedication, resilience, bravery, hope, love. These qualities are no less than any superpower. And get this, these superpowers are within us all. It's time we understood that the real superhero costumes don't hide perfectly chiseled abs, no. They hide scars, stitched up by years and years of silent resilience. They hide battle wounds, bandaged in nothing but pride. They hide broken bones that have been tended to by the love of countless mothers, and sometimes they simply hide a few insecurities. These costumes hide the imperfections that every human possesses, the imperfections that every human surpasses. And it is these heroes that save lives, change lives, and keep us alive that deserve our reverence. They deserve our recognition, but above all, they deserve our respect. Not the talented celebrities chasing fleeting flame. The real heroes are simply human. We are all heroes, and we are all super, and that is the world's imagined I live in. Did you know Superman was a character created by a 17-year-old boy named Jerry Siegel in 1938, straight after he lost his father in a robbery? He couldn't save his dad, so he created someone who could. Brad Meltzer, the best-selling author of the novel The Book of Lies, describes it like this: Superman came not out of our strength, but out of our vulnerability. And he is completely right. This character that inspired generation wasn't created in the face of some high and mighty individual, no. It was created in the face of a boy who lost his father, so he created a hero to fill those shoes. Superheroes are not crafted from some impeccable concept drawn out of the sky. They are shaped in the image of someone human, someone like any of us, someone like you. Learn to recognize the man behind the super, the woman behind the wonder. Strip away all these adjectives and masks, and you're left with the real essence of a hero. Just like Superman is a compound word made of the adjective super and the noun man, we are all compound individuals. We are made of hopes and dreams and fears and promises. We are incomprehensible and inexplicable. We are the real heroes. I can finally recognize that, yes, I can become my own hero, and I can choose what legacy I leave behind, just like the ordinary heroes all around us. And so can you. Start seeing that glimmer, that spark, that hope within yourself. Choose what legacy you want to leave behind and start living it now. I may not get to be as big as the Monalisa, but I want people to remember that there once was a girl named Monalisa. That's my legacy. What's your legacy?